What's up, bro? Let me see if this works. Perfect. All right. Good morning, guys. Dakota back on the live stream. Live Forex trading, and today is May 3rd, 2021. Right, and this is your first time on the call. Basically what I do on this every weekday, I go ahead and hop on these live streams, go through the charts I'm paying attention to for the week, and basically just track it, right? Basically give a video recording of my thought process while trading, and to track my progression over time, right? And also, if there are any pairs or any questions you have to ask that you want me to review or anything like that, we can go ahead and talk about it. Just type in the live chat. I'll be sure to go over it before the call ends. And if you want to look and review the screenshots and the charts that we talk about, I'll post them in the Discord server after the call. So the link to that is in the description. Just go ahead, click it, and join it. Today is a no music day, unfortunately. Pause that. All right. So I actually have my man Jerry on the call today, like Friday, and like we planned, we're gonna go ahead and go through news today, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. What do you see? Yeah, you'll see my screen. Cool. All right. So I just finished my daily plan, and I forgot to send it to you again. All right, let me do that right now.
All right, no worries, man.
Yeah. How was your weekend, though?
Yeah, it was good. Good, quiet, much needed break. How was yours?
It was good. I just worked all weekend, so.
Yeah. Get that grinding.
All right, cool. My fault for that. But what are you paying attention to for this week?
So I've got in terms of news.
No. In terms of pairs, because I saw you did your because you didn't trade last week. You did your outlook instead of the review.
Yeah.
And I forgot which ones were your primary focus.
So yeah, for this week, I'm probably just gonna focus on looking for scale-ins on GBPUSD if we want to kind of continue in that downtrend structure. Then I'm also looking at, I want to pay attention to USD CAD, NZD-JPY, EURJPY, CHF-JPY, CAD-JPY, and OD-CAD. Yeah, all those JPY pairs had a nice impulse last week, so just looking for that pullback to hop on board.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so let's get into it then. Okay, so like I said, like I went through the news like this morning, at least for today. And I just took a quick glance at like the weekly, like what's coming this week, and like just pay attention to like just folder wise. Wednesday, Thursday, obviously the best day right now, or the most aggressive day, and not the best day. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure how to go about this.
Yeah. Well, we could just kind of look at each day, right? And then we can probably just make note of it, like the red, and probably I might look at kind of like the orange as well. So I know you don't have, you don't have JPY on your list, do you?
Yeah, I do. Should be on there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Just
So
a lot of JPY news doesn't come on here.
All right, 1 sec. So why is my... I got you. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. So for today, we got at 10 a.m. we got orange folder for USD, which is ISM manufacturing PMI. That's probably going to be a non-event, but I just want to kind of pay attention to it to see what that, what it does. So let's see. So usual now. Let's see. Yeah, so you see that's something that recurs every month at a specific time. So it'll be good to have an idea to see at least what, if any, impact it does have. Because, it's kind of like that reoccurring event. So I'll probably just make note of that one. And then at 2:20 p.m., we've got that Fed Chair Powell having a little chat. And I know he normally kind of, like his speeches, depending on what he talks about, tends to move the market quite a bit. So that would that'd be interesting to kind of pay attention to.
Short-term interest rates, nations. Okay, yeah, I got you. And do you know how often he speaks?
Sometimes they're scheduled, but yeah, to be honest,
Sometimes
it just kind of pops up. Yeah.
Got you.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So I'll be paying attention to both of those today for sure. All right. So then tomorrow, well, I guess through the night, we've got odd. Well, you don't have odd on your list, but there is 2 odd events happening just at midnight for me. So yeah, you got that RBA rate statement and then the cash rate. So I'll probably just flag those as well.
So do you trade that session? I mean, like, do you, like, if an opportunity is like coming that late, do you get up to trade during that time?
No, but what I'd like to do is if I'm in a trade, I'd want to know about these events to manage them in the future.
I got you.
Yeah. But yeah, so like for me, I pay attention just before I enter a trade. I want to pay attention to news, and then if a trade is kind of around break even or maybe in a little bit of drawdown, I want to kind of pay attention to news events as well, just to see what happens, how it affects the trade.
Let me actually go back up here real quick. I'm gonna link my Google now, and we have some. It looks like some people comment in the chat, so I'll check that in a second.
Right.
Thank you for helping me. Learned a lot from the stream and also the video that you were suggesting. That's good to hear, man. Really good to hear. Oh, man, there was a major thing I missed in the intro today. Probably like it's like the most important thing, because like you didn't start getting profits until you did this. I know you didn't, right? You didn't start getting profits till you start liking YouTube videos. So you hit that like button. Also, anyone new, go ahead, hit subscribe and hit the notification bell. On news notes. Okay, that's really interesting. Alright, I'm good. Alright. Now on Tuesdays, personally, I'll say at least in my rules, like in my rules, I say like I don't trade on Tuesdays.
Interesting. Why is that?
Because I lose the most money on Tuesdays.
Gotcha.
At least that's what shows in my journal.
Mm-hmm.
So I try not to trade. I think about 2 or 3 weeks, like I decided to take the opportunity because like it was just some opportunity just looked so good that I decided to take it. It ultimately ended up losing, but yeah, I need to make it more imperative to not trade on Tuesdays.
Okay.
Every first day. Okay, and then Wednesday, for me, Euro economic forecast quarterly. That rarely happens. The report includes economic forecast. EU members stay over to 100. So with what you're paying attention to, what is basically your plan with it? Like you're noting and seeing how the market reacts, and like what would that actually look like?
Yeah, so I'll just make note of the time of the news release, and I'll probably just box it off on the chart, right? So I'll probably drop to like the lower time frames, kind of 5-minute time frames, just to kind of pay attention to what price does at that particular point in time. So like for the odd release, I'll probably just square off on the chart when it's due to probably happen. And yeah, just box it off to see the impact it does have. And what I might do is for the next couple of weeks, I might just kind of screenshot the chart at the time of the news release together with the news article, like a link to the article or at least the name of the event for the reoccurring events, and then probably just have like a cross comparison sheet, so I can kind of look back to and relate. Hello?
My fault. Jeez. I said, dang it. I said off topic for a second, like how has the schedule change been treating you? As I'm typing this up. If you don't mind talking about that.
No, it's all good.
Wait, can you hear? Did you hear me?
Barely.
Okay, I said how has the schedule changed? Not working out for you.
Yeah, fine. So far, so good. It's just I'm assuming you're talking about the me getting up earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been good so far. A little bit more productive in the morning, so get a little bit more done.
This week, workout
Yeah.
time, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
So starting off light.
Yeah, got you. Uh, 15,
Just on Wednesday as well. There's you don't have CAD on your list, but there's a Powell equivalent speaker for Canadian dollar on Wednesday evening, which is Governor Mackham.
You have anything else on Wednesday?
Yeah, so if you go to, can you just highlight, choose CAD on your filter
Yeah, I got
for
you.
Wednesday? Yeah. So this guy, Bank of Canada governor, or whatever, Macklem, he is kind of like the Canadian equivalent to Fed Chair Powell. So it'll be interesting to take note of that as well.
Okay, I got you. All right.
No. So for Wednesday as well, you got that for the USD at least, you've got the ADP non-farm payroll employment change. So I think that's just the pretext before actual NFP happens. And then you also have that kind of crude oil and ISM services PMI.
All right, I think I got through those while I was on mute or something.
All right, okay, my bad.
You're good.
All right, cool. Yeah, so we could skip forward, yeah.
All right. Thursday. I have all your stuff on here right now, right?
I think so, yeah.
All right. So definitely speaks, but not high impact. If we could pay attention. Red asset purchase facility, total value money. This is all at 7.
Mm-hmm. I think that BOE, Bank of England Monetary Policy Report, I think that's going to be a mover. Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Yes, I'll check all those. And then... So, do you know how... Going back to Wednesday, do you know how the ADP relates to the non-farm payroll on Fridays?
No, I don't. So let me just give me one sec. Yeah. So yes, all right. So it's a pretext to the release on Friday. So it's just kind of like a forecast, and I guess just what they say there, right? Like an early look into what might potentially be happening. So the market kind of, how people say, the market, like sometimes the market doesn't move when the actual news release comes out. It's because it's kind of, the data is already kind of priced in, right? So
Yeah.
that's why it's kind of important to look at the orange folders to see what the forecast might be, see how it moves the market, and then actually look at the actual event to see if the pretext event already priced in the data. That's why I think it's important to kind of check it out.
Got you.
Those orange folders will get you.
And then I also see, okay, a little bit of JPY, but nothing too major. And not Euro, but odd at 9:30.
Yeah. So let's have a look at that one. Why traders care? Provide advanced view of economic conditions, inflation.
That's actually.
Yep. Yeah, I think, yeah. That'd be important to look at. You know what? Actually, before we head to Friday, on Tuesday, New Zealand dollar also has some. I know you probably don't pay too much attention to NZDs, but they got some important stuff happening on Tuesday.
I'll bring it up for the people that do.
Yeah. Just because it also kind of correlates to the odd pairs.
Got you.
Yeah, so Tuesday evening. So you got that employment change, unemployment rate. More importantly, you've got the NZD equivalent of Fed Chair Powell.
Yeah.
He's speaking at 9 p.m., like 9:10 p.m. There you go.
It's just I'll talk about it later. All right. Friday, obviously NFPs, employment rate, and CAD. Oh, and President Walker. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, like after gathering this information, like, question I just asked myself, like, what do I want to learn from this, or what am I trying to find out of this? And I think potentially like basically when to trade, when not to trade, essentially, in a sense, right? Or either like when to trade, not to trade, or definitely when to trade, not to trade, and where are the best setups at? Like when are the best setups usually occur? Like during what news events? Precursors and what news events? Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I think for me, at the end of the exercise, I want to know, like what type of events usually has an impact, and what that impact usually looks like. Yeah.
And my bad, Sammy, for the late ass response. I was just keyed in, just trying to focus. But no, I don't really mess with Elliott waves. I've studied them a little bit, but I mainly focus on just market structure. Basically, my primary strategy is what I talk about on the live streams, which we'll get into later. All right. So I see this all the time, but I don't really know what it is. Okay. I'll read it out loud. The ISM Manufacturing Index, or PM, measures the change in production levels across the U.S. economy from month to month. A PMI above 50 indicates an expansion of the manufacturing segment of the economy compared to the previous month. A reading of 50 means no change. A reading of 50 suggests a contraction. Can go to Investopedia to learn more about that.
Cool.
So, anything else you want to go over as far as news goes?
No, that's about it for me. I think I'll go through, make some notes, and start paying attention this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna take your idea and go to a different broker and highlight the times, like these news this news is coming out.
Yeah. Sweet.
All right, awesome. Appreciate you hopping on, bro. Appreciate getting
All
through
right,
this.
man. No worries.
All right. And the people, listen. We talked about his weekly outlook before, right? He has a YouTube channel himself called The Aspiring Trader. The Aspiring Trader. Go ahead, check him out. He goes and gives his weekly review and his outlook on the market. And really good trader. Go ahead, see his progress. And I will say, like, or did you have something to say?
Nah, I was just gonna say I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so let's get into marking up the charts. Okay, pairs I'm paying attention to. Obviously, our year hasn't really changed. Okay, EURJPY, GU, dollar Swiss. Right, only two that I took off my list this year: AN and GN. Right, start of a new month. Now, GU, I had this set up. Yeah, I'll just leave that there. Since last month. Yeah, you can ask any question. Like, don't hesitate to ask your questions, bro. My fault. Don't waste a question asking to ask a question. But GU had this set up last week. Let's say last week, maybe 2 weeks ago. Waiting for this correction. Price formed this leg last week. We're able to catch a piece of that buy, and then price came down to 61.8, my entry level. Now, when price got here, it's Friday. Friday didn't give me my entry signal, and then on Sunday night, kind of this morning, I got an entry signal, but it was out of my trading hours. Like just about, let me see, like an hour outside of my trading hours. No, it was a few hours outside of my trading hours. This is at 2:30, right? So definitely wasn't going to be on the chart then. But what I need to see price, what I need price to do in order for me to enter is come back down to the zone and give me an entry signal. Or I'm also willing to enter off a 1 hour setup if it occurs within this area. But yeah, other than that, like if it goes, it goes. Nothing I can do about it but find the next opportunity. What do you do when you trade? Identify the trend and the structure. I'll show you exactly what I do when I mark up GU. Alright, so after I go ahead and do my quick review of what I already did before the stream, I like to go through and fully mark up the chart. One, to give myself more practice marking up the charts to make sure I'm seeing the same thing basically all throughout the week. And also, if anyone wants to take bits and pieces from my strategy, they can go ahead and do that too. But essentially what I do, I box price in using horizontal lines and trend lines. Basically want to segment price off, and I want to box it in to the point where there's really only one or two ways that price could really go, right? Where it makes sense for it to go. And ultimately, after I box price in all the way down to my time, all the way down to about the 4 hour time frame, I then look for market structure, right? I look for an impulse, and I say the impulse tells me the direction the market wants to go. After that impulse tells me the market the direction, I look for a corrective pattern, right? Small consolidating candles moving the opposite direction of the impulse. That's the primary thing that I'm looking for. And if I get that, I look for an entry area and then look to catch that continuation. And essentially how I look at trends are just a series of those, right? It's a series of higher highs and higher lows. I say it's a series of impulses and corrections. All right, and if I get an impulse down, the market's telling me it wants to go down. But I have to wait for that confirmation of the correction to confirm that, and then I'll look for an entry for the sell. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and continue boxing this in. So I see an uptrend here on the weekly. I know I'm going to have to readjust it when I get down to the daily, so I'm going to just skip down to the daily time frame and draw the uptrend here. Okay, let me see if you guys are back yet. Alright, sorry about that. I guess I got disconnected, but back now. About to get back into it. So yeah, what do you think GBPUSD? Is it uptrend? Yeah, it's an uptrend right now. It's an uptrend until it's not. It's an uptrend until it's not an uptrend, right? And basically, like I said, got an uptrend here. If price breaks this trend line, I'll go ahead and look for a confirmation for it to continue down. But until that happens, gonna continue looking for buying opportunities. All right, I personally don't try to predict when a trend is gonna reverse. All right, obviously there are signals telling me, okay, it's likely to reverse in the situation, but I'm not gonna enter planning on a trend reversal and trying to catch that entire move. Alright, so what I was looking for before it got disconnected, I was looking for this level here. So if price breaks that trend line, I look for price to get to this level, and then I look for price to break that level, and then look for it to continue down after that. But until then, keep on looking for it to go up. Here is a perfect example of the impulse and correction. We have an impulse, strong aggressive candles moving in one direction. Then we have small consolidating candles, which essentially create smaller waves here, confirming that the market wants to go up, and then finally looking for this continuation, and I'm looking for it to go up to this high, right? Which, beautiful setup. It's 7 o'clock. Alright. And I really want to get in on this opportunity. It's what I'm planning for it is about a 10-hour opportunity. But if if it's not in my area, I'm not gonna enter. Can't take like a poor entry. We'll just leave it like that. Right now, this is what I'm looking for. Now, honestly, I don't really expect it to be this aggressive because it's just Monday. expect there to be some some mess. I expect there to be a little bit more corrective movement here, but of course, like anything's possible. Got to be ready for anything. But if an opportunity does come, I will definitely take it. And this is the area that I need to see it come back to before entering. My stop loss isn't going to be more than 36 pips here. This is the prime target, and then the ultimate target, if price breaks to that level, is going to be up here in this area, because that's ultimately where I'm looking for price to go and test before the next potential major reversal. All right, and I sent that out this morning, right? Yeah, I sent that out this morning, and basically what I'm planning on doing for the day. My fault. That was the music was pretty loud. So that's GU. Going to EJ. EJ, I'm looking for this next corrective pattern to set up. Yeah, basically just waiting for a retracement, looking for this next leg to come down and come down to this entry level that I'm interested in. Other than that, like, I'm not going to be doing anything on here. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's not much. I'm not doing much else on the lower time frames on Euro Yen right now. But let's go ahead and do the full markup though. USDJPY works. Also, definitely go ahead and check out the 25. Like the 25 charts I sent out on Saturday basically gives you the outlook that I have on pretty much all the pairs that are on my practice list. And I do that to practice, but also I know like it helps with having confidence in your own analysis. I know when I first started, I used to check my mentors' charts out, and just to reaffirm that, okay, I am seeing this correctly. But eventually you do want to wean yourself off of that so you can have confidence in yourself and not have to rely on anyone else. To trust your own analysis. Okay. Alright, so EURJPY, we have this uptrend here. Nice uptrend. Gonna go ahead, box in price with two more horizontal lines for a supply and a demand zone. Basically measure areas where price is likely to make a decision at. And if I know price is gonna make a strong decision in those areas, it's probably a good idea for me to pay attention and take advantage. One major thing, right? Let's stick to the daily for this. It looks a little bit cleaner. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this breakdown. I'm gonna ask you guys a question. All right, it may be a little bit hard, but I'm gonna ask you. I think someone can figure it out. So here we previously had an impulse, then we had this correction. We got this continuation here, right? Now that continuation is now our new impulse. After that impulse, I'm waiting on what in order to confirm my next move. Better yet, my fault. Let me dial it back a bit. Since we're in an uptrend, what type of opportunity are we looking for? A buy or sell? Just type the answer out in the live chat. Oh, my fault. Just in case you didn't hear me, since we're in an uptrend, what type of opportunity are we looking for? Are we looking for a buy or sell in this situation? Oops. All right, and since I can't hear you guys, you will have to type it on the live chat if you can, if you know the answer. Okay, you can hear me. So I'll ask the question for a third time. Since we're in an uptrend, are we looking for a buy or a sell? Thank you. I really appreciate it. So, since we're looking for a buy, we have an impulse telling us we know we're looking for a buy because we're in an uptrend. We also have this impulse that is going up, and that impulse is telling us to also look for a buy. All right. But now we need to wait for confirmation telling us yes, the market wants to buy, and we're going to be waiting for this pullback or this correction. Right? Correction is confirmation of the impulse, right? The correction is saying, yes, I do want to buy. Yes, the market does want to go up. Waiting for this correction to play out, and then looking for an opportunity to enter. Now, the opportunity to enter, the areas I look for are just basic support and resistance areas. You can get a bit more complex with that, or precise with it, but I won't go too detailed into that on this call. But after the impulse, I'm waiting for a correction to come down to a resistance level or a support level, my fault. And then looking for a buying opportunity. Okay, so I want the market to do something like this. And that's basically all that I look for in my strategy, right? And I typically find those opportunities by the time I get down to the 4-hour time frame. If I see it on the daily, that's fine too, like we just did. It was really clear and simple on the daily, so I decided to stick there. Now, a little bonus trick or opportunity where you can find more opportunities. If you know, okay, in order for price to continue up, I need to see this correction actually play out, and you need to see the correction come down, right? That means if you go to a lower time frame, there's going to be possible sell opportunities. So something I used to do, which I'm not doing now because this year I'm just testing out strong swing trades, really staying firm with that pretty much. If you go down to the 30-minute here, you can see that we have an impulse, a correction, impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse, correction, looking for another impulse, and then if ever this trend line breaks, looking for an impulse coming down, a correction, and then looking to sell down. We know we're looking to sell down because we need to see price come down to this entry level down here for our higher time frame buy. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, go ahead and let me know. I'll try to explain it a little bit better. But that is a really, that's something that can help you a lot in trading if you use this strategy, or at least help you catch more opportunities. All right, that's EURJPY. Let's go to dollar Swiss. Okay, so dollar Swiss, originally I had this for like a 1 hour buying opportunity, but with what I saw this morning, I basically said I don't want to take that opportunity today. I prefer to wait for the trend line to be broken in this situation. So I prefer an impulse to be to break out to the upside and then get confirmation for it to continue going up, instead of taking it underneath this trend line here. All right. Ultimately, if you check the, I think last week on Tuesday's live stream, I talked about dollar Swiss and the long-term setup that I'm looking for. I'm looking for a long-term buy. Ultimately, I am looking for this to go up in order to set up the buying opportunity I'm looking for. But this next setup is not the major opportunity that I'm looking for. Like, the next buy setup is not the major opportunity I'm looking for. So support, because, and I'm not interested in taking this sell because it sucks, to put it simply. It's a terrible trade. It's a terrible setup. Let's go to dollar Swiss and do the full markup, and this will be the last pair that I'm personally going to be going over. If you guys have any pairs, go ahead that you want me to talk about before the call-ins, or that you want to talk about before the call-ins, go ahead, type it out in the live chat, and we'll be sure to go over it. And I'll be sure to send out any charts that we talk about to the Discord server. The link to that is in the description if you have not joined yet. Alright, so starting on the monthly, gonna go ahead and box this in. Paying attention to the areas closest to price at the moment, because that's what we're gonna react to. That's the first things, those are the first areas that we're gonna react to or want to react to. Now, on this weekly time frame, we can see we have this huge impulsive move, and we previously had a downtrend. That downtrend is obviously broken now, and we also have a higher high that has been created. But anyway, we have this impulse here, and we're waiting on a correction to actually form. And how I'd like this correction to form, at least in my vision for the future. All right, price goes up, comes back down, and then goes up and breaks through that level. That's what I want to see. And that next buying opportunity is basically that first leg that I just drew out. Okay, other than that, there's nothing to do on the weekly time frame. Let's go down to the daily. On the daily time frame, we can see we had an uptrend here. Price broke down, and we know off the higher time frame that this ultimately we're looking for to create a correction. So we're looking for price to basically give us some type of retracement going up. And if we pay close attention to how price is moving in this area, it's corrective movement. So possible descending channel here on the lower time frame. So basically all that means is price could potentially reverse at any time. And that's pretty much all I can do here too. Nope, there's a level we can draw here. Can you change the 15-minute? What do you think is moving upward? Yeah, I'll get down to the 15-minute. So what I like to do is like top-down analysis. So I start on the monthly and I keep working my way down, basically so I have all my bases covered. I usually don't just hop to a chart, at least if I haven't marked it up. If I haven't marked up the chart, I don't hop to it and just go straight to my trading time frame. I like to get the full picture, full view of it first. All right, so we got this downtrend here, or downtrend slash descending channel here. We can see prices at the top level here, so there's potential selling pressure in the area. Actually, there is selling pressure in the area, and if like buyers win this battle going on right now, look for it to break to the upside and look for a correction. So this is the setup that I'm looking for this week. Impulse going up, correction, and then the opportunity to buy, and I'll look to buy to this area here. All right, so about 150 pips. Yeah, and last time I checked it, I think it was about a 7-to-1 opportunity that I'm looking for. We'll see if it sets up that way. If it does, good. If not, as long as it's above as long as it's above 4-to-1 for me, I'll take it. All right, but let's continue working down time frames. So down here, we got this impulse last week, and then price started to form a correction. Now, the reason I do not like this sell opportunity is because of this movement right here. Let me highlight it. That movement there, is pretty strong. It's a pretty aggressive move, right? It's something I would consider an impulse. Okay, there's an impulse within this correction, and it's pretty aggressive, at least in my eyes. That's why I don't like this selling opportunity, and I prefer to see it actually push up, honestly. Yeah, I wouldn't sell at all here. Let me check your question again. Can you change to 15-minute? What do you think? Is it moving upward? I mean, right now it's moving up, but yeah, I prefer to see this trend line actually be broken and wait for a correction for an opportunity to enter. I'll keep going down time frames to see if there's actually an opportunity here. At least an opportunity that I would take. Which right now, no, there's not an opportunity I would take right now. I would just be waiting. Yeah, I wouldn't do anything with a spare at the moment. I'll just continue waiting. I'll probably wait till Wednesday to actually trade this. That's interesting. This level has been about to be tested 3 times. But hey, whatever. The only way I would look for a sell is if this low gets broken. For a correction, and I'll look to sell down to this level here. It's the only way I would look for a sell right now. Again, other than that, there's nothing I'm doing here. Alright, let's go to Odd Swiss. Oh, actually, I think Odd Swiss stopped, right? Did we stop? No. We were still looking for another level for it to test. Yeah, down here. So this is a setup that someone asked, or a pair that someone requested a few weeks ago. I think about 2 weeks ago. Basically looking for a buying opportunity, and this is a really nice buying opportunity. If I remember correctly, it's about a 40-to-1, at least for the targets and stop loss that I would set here. It's about a 40-to-1 buying opportunity. So really, really nice. And yeah, any way that you can find, if you can find a way to enter, I'd look for a way to enter. But yeah, I mean, an entry opportunity came here. It didn't quite come down to the level, and with how, yeah, And with what I'm seeing right now, I don't think it's likely to get down to the level. So you can either look for another buying opportunity off a lower time frame for a late entry. So say for instance you have a 4-hour setup. If you go to the video where I passed the FTML challenge, I'll go deeper into this process. Basically, looking at the market like fractals. So let me delete this mess, or at least hide it. Okay, looking at the market as fractals. So here we have an impulse, here we have a correction. And if we go deep onto a lower time frame, let's say the 15-minute time frame, we can see within that correction that we have another impulse and we have another correction. All right. So let's say we missed this opportunity down here for the 4-hour setup, but on the 15-minute time frame, there's an opportunity to enter here, so we can enter there. And the next setup here for a late entry, you can say we have an impulse here, we're waiting on a correction, and then we would take that opportunity and look for a buy. And that's essentially what I do when I day trade. You can add on a lot of positions that way too. But that makes sense, right? Yeah, bro. I gave you a channel on the last stream. I think the channel's called Forex and Chill. And I told you look at Clint Million and Terrell Rowland. Those two people are really good. You told me that guy is so very good. I learned a lot from that video. Yeah. Forex and Chill. Like I know she has a lot of guests on there that talk about market structure. Definitely her. There's not really anyone else that I pay attention to or paid attention to for market structure. I just pretty much centralize my knowledge on that from them. And I would say that's because I was actually, like, I would actually talk to them on the phone and stuff like that. So I really try to stay away from being distracted by a ton of different other teachers. Okay, also USDJPY. And since there are no more requests, like no another pair requests, I'll go ahead and stop like looking at charts here. If you guys do have any more questions or anything like that, go ahead and type in the live chat. We can talk about it before the call-ins. Also, while you're typing the live chat, there's a fancy button called the like button. You might as well hit that while you're here. And you can also hit subscribe and the notification bell if you want to keep up with future content. All right. So, there we go. All right. So, UJ gave us that buy we were talking about. I don't think it like set up the way we were looking for it to though. Yeah, it didn't set up the way that I was looking for it to. I was looking for another test at this area. Didn't come, but price played out from the reversal pattern. Went up. It gave one buying opportunity here, but like honestly, this opportunity sucked. I mean, it didn't suck, but I'll just say it's a bit more difficult to catch, especially if you're not like if you don't practice a lot. But yeah, so right now the next opportunity, we have an impulse going up, waiting on a correction. Same thing every single time, like nothing new. And I'll look for an entry right here at this level. And this is more of a 1 hour setup, not a 4 hour setup. As far as targets go for this, though, what the fuck was that? As far as targets go for this, just keep checking at each level, right? Any reversal signal comes, get out of it, but you want to ultimately like scale up all the way to this area up here. So this would be the third one's the prime area for me, about 150, 150 pips, if that's your type of thing. And if at any point this trend line gets broken, start looking for sales. Okay, let me draw this out so we can have it for tomorrow's stream and see if that sets up and everything. Now, I may be wrong, but I remember us talking about one of these pairs on my practice list, and I like put a P&L there to say, okay, let's track this because I want to see how it plays out. And again, all these pairs are like in the Discord server. It's not that pair. Oh, Bitcoin's like perfect. If you trade Bitcoin, it's a really easy opportunity. Just trade it. But yeah, I'm struggling to find it. I don't remember the pair. If I'll find it, I'll go ahead and send it out to the Discord server. Again, the link to that is in the description, and give you guys an update on that if I find it. It must be a pair that's not on my list, but yeah, I'll give you guys the update. But I really appreciate everyone that hopped on, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys all have a good trading week, right? Also, before you hop off, don't forget to hit that like button, and I will catch you guys tomorrow morning. Hold on. Okay.
Thank you.